Right, now hopefully this is working. Whew. This is all going to be a case of trial and error here. So with the magnifier, with the stand, the mount, I've now moved it over to the side, so I'm looking at it from the side rather than at it along the back. Trouble is now, because of these light levels, you see, to do anything I've got to get up, and I can't really change it. If it autofocuses, I've got to, let me just change this to autofocus and see what happens. So that's now, right, that's now on. Try putting your glasses on. Right, autofocus, and autofocus. So that's now on autofocus. The problem with that is now, to get that to focus, I've got to reach up and focus the camera, you see. And as you can see, it doesn't like it. It's focusing on the back, but not on me. This is the trouble with autofocus. It's not focusing very well. So let me put that back. Where's the manual focus? Right, so putting it on manual focus means I've got to keep doing that. But what's happening, of course, is it's not staying on focus, unfortunately. These downlight levels. You know, I've got the overhead is now over this side. Don't even know why I'm telling you that, because you can't see it. Right, now let's turn that off. So it's on autofocus, it's on manual focus anyway. I've altered the line. The thing is now, well, it was 2.5 feet before, it's now just short of 3 feet. It'll go up even higher. So it's a question of whether I want to go higher and higher. And whether that helps any, because you can't really see anything. And I think focusing in will be better. Right, I can alter this. Let me put it up a bit higher. Excuse me. This is the problem with this. Because I can't. Right, I'm now nearly 4 feet high. And then you've got to be really careful, because if you start pulling the camera, you're going to break it, obviously. So it's now at that height, and but now I've got to reach right up to autofocus. And now you can see, the main thing is I can sit back here, but of course the model then goes out of focus. You can't get that in focus because it's focusing on me. It's swings and roundabouts here. So, well, I won't work on the model from this position anyway. But the next job on this model, everything is fitting, as I explained in a previous video. I've got to make a decision on whether to put these things on. I don't know whether I want to put them in place. I might do, I might not do. It's just so hard to decide. Let me move that around. You see, it'll move around at least. Let me zoom it in. Let's see, I can zoom in and out now. Let me make this so that this comes down. Right, we're now on a downward slope. Right now. So this now, because of that height, you can actually see it better. But unfortunately, that's the microphone, by the way. That's the other thing I've got to work out how all this cabling. Cabling goes everywhere. Because this cable, and you see the camera is loose as well, because this cable goes behind. You see, this is the problem, it will not allow you to. So the camera is fine. Let's see if the microphone go there. I hope that's still picking up sound. So now you can't tighten the camera up, because if I tighten the camera up, that's where the time has to be tight, and now I have to move that around. This really is a case of complete and utter trial and error. So the first few videos on this might seem a little bit weird, because it's going to be a case of working out how to get all this set up. So that there now, you see I'm looking at it there and I want it to be there. So that means this has to come, I think, up. Let's see what that's done. Right now. So that now. Okay, well, where am I? Right now. So I'm here. See, it's now out of focus. So I'm here working on it. I'll work out this damn camera and where I need to be sitting. Oh, right back here. Right, okay, so the camera needs to be right back there. So you can't really see anything because of where I am back there. So this is going to take a lot of working out on how to do this, because now if I move forward, of course, you can't see me anymore. Now you can't see the model. So this is going to take some working out. You have to really forgive me on this as I get used to this thing. I think you can get a better one of these. I think you can get one that has a bar going right across. That costs a few £100 with all the bits on, but I might invest in one of them because I'm rather happy with this system. Once I get used to it, it's just getting used to the thing. Just need some weight on that model. I can't get that model to stay. Let me put some weight on it. Right, that's better. So now, the next job. Yeah, once I zoom in. So the next job is to get all these portholes drilled out. And then this area, this has got none of these handholds in it. So these can all, I can't see it because I've not got my glasses on. So these all need drilling out. But they can also get filed down. The simple fact that I've got photo etch to go over them, which has everything on it that you need. So this will be the next job. The next job will be to get a drill down there. The problem is, as I say, it's maybe if I get a proper system, I don't think I can really zoom in anymore. Keep it in focus. If I can get a proper system, maybe it needs to be a bit further out so you can actually see it better. What it needs is a camera with a remote control, and this doesn't have a remote control. So the next job, as I say, is to file them down, because almost all this we have. These are all the little bits that I've shown you. There's even more on that sprue. That's somewhere here. Bear with me. Right, I hope this is picking up sound alright. So on here are the portholes. They'll replace these ones here. Here they're open, so these have got rig holes on, but these have as well. So they can come off. And these ones, you can close that over, and that would have the portholes closed. So you can either have them open or closed. I personally like to have them open. It works a lot better if they're open. So the first job, and once I get used to this, of course, I can do reviews better on this now. The problem is this is such a big model, is trying to keep it straight when you're working on it, because it's going to be quite a job to do this. Make sure you've got the right drill, because if you use too big a drill, then you end up making the portholes too big. I did that one. I'm keeping an eye on the time because I gab away and don't realise that it's gone past its time. So that will go like that. Once that's tidied up, now I've gone and lost my portholes now, twit. Oh, you put stuff away and then you get stuff out to do, and then you prat about yapping away. Now I've got the damn portholes now. Right now, so now, as I say, I will have open portholes. So once this is done, this will, it won't show you, but this will be, so they will cover that. They've all got their little rig holes on, like I say. So they will cover over, there you go, that fits beautifully on there. So all these little photo etch portholes will go on there, and they will all fit nicely. Let's put that to one side. So now what we've got, I don't know. Now I've got the light on up there. I think it needs a more of a diffuser light. I don't think that makes it any better. No, it doesn't make it any better. Yeah, maybe. So the first job then is to get the portholes taken out. These portholes here, I've turned the light off now, I can't see. Idiot. So this is sheer, as I say, this is sheer trial and error getting used to this camera setup and the way this works. These ones go in very slightly at an angle. It is very slightly. So we get that through there. Keeps the, what the heck is that going through? It's gone through a little bit of the thing there. I have to be careful of that. So this is the first job. The first job is these portholes. So this, 9 times out of 10, once you've done this, you end up with all the little bits on the back, which look horrible. Quite a thick hole this, to be fair. Right, this is a marvellously thick hole. I'll sand the bits off after I've done this. Put this through. Once you've done that, I get a bit of sanding down on the bottom. Because on the back, you get the little bit of rubbish that comes out from the drill. So it's not just a case of just shoving a drill through, you've got to tidy it up, or you'll see the rubbish at the back. Can't cut that anyway. So this is as I say, I've got to make this really serious decision on putting those footholds in place. The problem with them is, let's say there's so many. Now the microphone now is a fair way up there. I've got it set on its highest setting, so I'm hoping it's picking up all this sound okay. This is good having this mount like this, because this camera now is set in place, and as I say, if I had this on a tripod, I wouldn't be able to do this like this, because I wouldn't be able to get the camera pointed down for one thing, and I wouldn't be able to see the camera properly. It would just be static in one place, and I wouldn't be able to move it around any. Whereas with this setup, that camera is, you know, way above me. And I realise why, when I see people doing YouTube videos, I sometimes check on YouTube to get a few tips on how to do things. Wow, that's got hot. It's actually surprisingly thick hole. It's an amazingly thick hole actually. I could do this with a Dremel. I did use the Dremel on I can't remember what it was on now, Prinz Eugene I think. I did use the Dremel, but what happened, I mean that's getting hot there. The Dremel, it got really hot and it actually melted the portholes and they came out too big. Now what I've explained, I've said before in one of my videos, I don't know whether it's the fact that it's the way German technology works, but there's only these portholes at the front, a few at the back. There are no portholes going all the way along the top of this hull. Because most of the ships I do always have portholes. They have the two lines at the bow, usually two lines at the stern, which it has, and they normally have portholes going all the way down here. But of course in the book you can see the portholes are only on the bow and there's none going along here. Twit. I'm explaining to you a picture on the front of the book and you can't see it, can you? So I don't know if this is something to do with, if anybody knows, you know, with German technology, whether it's because they just didn't want all the clutter on the ships. Whereas when I built HMS Hood at this scale, there was so much clutter on it, so many portholes, it was unreal. And the same with the Prince of Wales. And the Prinz Eugene was like this, had very little clutter on the decks or the hull. And we're still waiting on paint coming for this. So I've got the undercoat. But usually I find what happens is a hull is the most important part. You see, I mean that bit there fits in beautifully. This bit I'm not happy about. Getting the hull correct is literally the most important part of any of these models. I'll need to look inside that in a minute. I've got to be careful of them because they obviously represent something. A little door there. A school door or something. There's something about these here that needs doing. There's things that need altering on this. This video's going to run out in a minute. There's things that need altering that I won't do. I'm not into all this. I did it with the HUD because the HMS Hood website had all the different bits that you could do, that you could change, and I did that. But with this I won't. It adds so much time to the build, it's unreal. So I'm just waiting for the camera to run down. Then I'll start another movie in 12 seconds. I'm happy with this now. Like I say, it'll take me a bit of getting used to using this setup, this rig.